So I love training chest like every guy. I like training my biceps like every other guy. I hate pull-ups, but I do them. Becoming muscle-bound or inflexible. From an athletic standpoint, it's pretty obvious why running like Bionic Man is not going to be good for you. You watch a running back and football players, they're crazy, they're agile like crazy. It's awesome. Can you touch your fingers behind your back? That's what I want to know. I don't care how big you get. You should still be able to touch your fingers behind your back. If you can't, you're losing shoulder mobility. And just like losing hip mobility over the long term, that's not good. The shoulder joint and hip joint are the most mobile joints in your body that you have. You need to maintain their mobility. Now there are times when I've done too much chest training, or generally I'm stressed out, or I slept poorly or something like that, or I'm not doing enough chest stretching or enough lat stretching. That could be another problem. The lats are pulling you into internal rotation. So there was a time when I was able to grab my fingers behind my back one way, but not necessarily the other. I might just be able to touch. At this point, I can really only get the fingers to touch. When it's bad, I can't get anything. So here's the test. Can I put one hand on it and touch the other finger? Okay? If I can do that, that's awesome. Generally speaking, if you're right-handed though, underneath, this is going to be way more challenging. So I'm going to get my hand. Okay. So I passed the test. If I can touch my fingers, that's all that matters. Maintain that the rest of your life. To lose it is a test that you're losing shoulder mobility overall. That's bad. You're going to run into front shoulder pain, turns into elbow pain, turns into all kinds of stuff, okay, possibly even neck pain. So keep working on it. So what can you do to work on it? Generally speaking, it's because the chest, pec major or pec minor, tends to be too tight. So this is called a shoulder PNF, okay? To keep it simple, think of an X. And we are going to work on one arm of the X at a time by stretching here. You're going to hug yourself open, hug yourself open. Now, if you can get that both ways, okay, so one's up, one's down. So at this point, this is my left side, which is high, and my right is low. So I'm going to swing that open, closed, open, closed. I'm trying to get my arms behind me as much as possible, and then the other way. Now my right is high, my left is low, and I'm going to work on that, still trying to get my arms behind me. That automatically opens the chest, flexes the traps, rhomboids, pulls you more open. I should get a better test when I go to do that. Do it often, okay? Just nice and loose, be the weirdo walking down the street flailing your arms, okay? If you can get the coordination and you're not doing weird breakdancing stuff. The arm that's high should have thumb up. The arm that's low should be thumb down. So at some point that means that that has to change to the high being thumb up, the low being thumb down. Don't get terribly confused by that. I know it's awkward on the brain because I'm basically patting my head and rubbing my tummy at the same time. Okay, while doing that, if you can master it, that's fine. That just means the high is thumb up, the low is thumb down. At some point I change to the high is thumb up, the low is thumb down. It's better to do a shoulder PNF that way. Now, the other major region, if it's not the chest, it could be your lats. The lats attached to the spine and onto the humerus, so the arm bone. So that means it's going to pull the humerus of the arm bone towards my spine into slouchy internal rotation. Makes it pretty tough for me to touch my arms behind my back. You need to stretch your lats. Pretty much everybody needs to stretch their lats. I'm going to show you two different ways. Take a doorway, okay, any kind, it doesn't matter. I tend to do cross grip, okay? So I'm going to stand in a partial squat. I'm going to reach my right hand to the left side of the post. And from there, I'm just going to push my hips back. Okay, so my thumb is down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move side to side. I may curl my spine, round it, play around. Whatever feels good, you're going to feel it because it goes right down the side of your body. Hold that, try breathing. Don't be overly aggressive. Okay? And then obviously I'd switch sides. My left hand's going to the right side. Whatever feels good. Okay? The other thing you can do is grab something quite high. If you have some way of wrapping a towel, this is much better. I'm going to take the right hand. If I took my right hand, my right foot goes way back. This enters into the oblique, possibly even the glute. I'm going to go here and do the same thing where I stretch around. Okay? Then my left hand means my left foot goes back. And I'm going to hold maybe 15, 30 seconds, it doesn't matter. move around, you're going to know when it feels good, stretch those. So, finger, finger. You lose that, you're going to have shoulder pain, I guarantee it.